After my third divorce in the early 1970s, I lost myself in the murky depths of debauchery and began to keep company with a lusty, free-spirited young woman less than half my age. She was an exotic dancer, one of those flower children, and she introduced me to a number of interesting characters. Most of our time together was a great joy, a symbiotic relationship without pretense. I was her lecherous benefactor, and she was the nubile receptacle for my aging lust. The girl asked if I would accompany her to a gathering that was being hosted by an acquaintance of hers, a man who, purportedly, was a psychic and an occultist. I have always possessed an interest in arcane subjects, and was also a longtime enthusiast of hashish and wine, so I agreed. The fellow was a fraud and a boorish dolt. He attempted to impress his increasingly hostile guests with mentalist tricks and palm readings, and his wildly inaccurate guesswork soon had the crowd mocking him with drunken savagery. One bearded young man in a buckskin jacket shouted out, "Hey, we should use our collective mind power to wish this guy away." As one, 70 people began to chant, "You don't exist! You don't exist!" in an ecstatic orgy of mind-altered venom. The host cried out and covered his ears, paled, then fled from his own house. The chant slowly wound to a halt, and his snickering guests soon followed suit in leaving. A week or so later, I mentioned the incident to the girl, and she looked at me with guarded puzzlement. "Who and what are you talking about?" she asked. I thought that the girl was having me on as a jest, but she genuinely didn't have any recollection of the host or party in question. I sought out his residence later that day and could not find it. It simply wasn't there. His name had disappeared from the telephone directory. It was as if the man had never existed.